Hi, welcome back to Lightsabers and Good Vibes. My name's Richard, I'm your host. It's good to have you along. Before we go any further, just to point out, I will be doing a small amount of physical exercise. I'm not a trained professional, I'm not a physical training instructor, I'm not liable for any injury that may occur. This is done purely for my pleasure. You're very welcome to watch or join in. If I can inspire one person out of 100 to do something good, feel good about themselves, then I've done my job on my channel. All about enjoyment. Okay, serious bit done. Let's get into the actual exercise, which I love. So I'm going to do the same format as before. 5 things. Stretch, warm up, main exercise, warm down, and then final stretch. And last but not least, not forgetting hydration. I have water with me all the time, so let's get into it. So the bicep is this one here. Bicep because there's 2 parts to it. What we're going to do, and if you remember, I'm going to use things around the house. So before I start, the stretch. 2 main stretches I'm going to do. One, as long as you're stretching the bicep, even if you're stretching the tricep as well, it doesn't matter. As long as you're engaging the arm in the stretch, that's absolutely fine. I do this one. That's the reverse stretch. Just for a few seconds, just to feel, you can feel the bicep stretching, which is the main point. And one above your head. Onto the side. As long as you're stretching the bicep, that's the main thing. So you're acting on a force against your bicep to stretch it. That's that. You can also do press-ups, slow press-ups to stretch your bicep. I'm not going to do that this time. So those are a couple of exercises that you can use to stretch your biceps. For the warm-up, just this sort of thing to get the blood flowing around your body. Nice. Do some circles just to engage your arms. Very simple. That's it. Shake it out. And just a further warm-up exercise. And if you remember, I'm going to use objects from around the house. So, a chair. Yeah, a chair. So what we're going to do, I'm going to stand up. And all we're going to do is just start engaging the bicep. If you're going to engage the bicep, isolate it by tucking your arms in. So you're only exercising the bicep, nothing else. And it's not about how heavy the weight is, it's about the technique you use. Very important. So what I do is just a standard bicep. Okay, I'll slightly improvise because I'm using a chair, but the principle is the same. It's not about the weight, it's about the technique. Don't forget your breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. I always breathe out on the way down, breathe in on the way up. That's the movement. So the movement is from the straight arm, 90 degrees, and 45, 90 degrees again, and back down. Don't forget you're acting on gravity. Gravity is pushing down on you, and you're trying to force it back up, and that's how exercise works. You're acting on gravity. That's why weights feel heavy because you're acting on gravity. If there was no gravity, we'd all float away, obviously. So you're acting on the force of gravity, the forces of nature. That's why something feels heavy. Or something feels heavier than you think it does. You're acting on gravity, basically. That's it. Right, so my arms are beginning to get warm now. As I say, it's not about the weight, it's about the technique. When your arms are getting warm, it means the blood's flowing through your body. So this is going to be the main exercise. And again, objects from around the house. Here's a suitcase. Doesn't have to be full. The point is, it's warming up, and it's your basic exercise. So that's your main exercise on your bicep. That's the one. 45, there, 90, and down. It's a controlled exercise. So it's not about the weight, it's about the technique. Remember to keep your arm as still as possible because you're isolating the bicep. That's the movement. That's the movement. Okay. And so obviously you do the same on the other side. Exactly the same movement. Okay. I'll just I'll do a couple just so it's equal. So exactly the same movement. Keep your arm stationary and you're exercising the bicep. So you want your mind inside your bicep. Concentrate on your bicep. No other muscle, just your bicep. That's the exercise. Like so. That's it. So now we're really warmed up. We're getting into slightly more serious exercise. I'll use remember these from the last one. I'll use my kettle weights again. Down by the side. And what it's going to be is simple bicep curl and down. Bicep curl again, down. So what you're doing, bring it up. Remember, feel free to follow along. You don't have to. This is just what I do at home in my own time to keep myself in shape. I'm 57, not getting any younger. So when you get over 50, you've got to really start listening to your body properly. And if you do that, and if you exercise a couple of times a week, your body will thank you for it. So this is another one I do. Just straightforward. I prefer kettlebells to dumbbells. Sometimes dumbbells can get a bit tedious and boring in my opinion. Kettlebells are a bit different. If you disagree with anything I've said, feel free to tell me your opinion. I don't mind at all. That's what the comments are for. It's not a serious channel. It's all about enjoyment. Your enjoyment, my enjoyment, just having fun. That's what exercise is all about, having fun. Do 2 at a time, if you like. Sometimes I do this. That's that one. You can do a concentration curl, similar to that, just a slightly heavier weight. These are 8 kilograms. It's not about the weight, it's about the technique. Swap over. I also use gloves. You don't have to. I use gloves to protect my skin. See that it doesn't hurt. That's it. That's the concentration curl. That's that. On one last one I'm going to do using this. You remember this from the last video. This is the newer version of the chest expander, which was around sort of, well, when my father was alive, so back in the 60s and 70s, I suppose. But it's still going strong today. This one's been adapted slightly. It has stirrups, so you can do a different version of exercise. So with this one, same technique. What I do is I bend my knee slightly, and it's a straightforward bicep curl like this. As I said in my other video, I think it was, I don't go to the gym anymore. Don't need to. I've got all my own stuff here. You don't have to wait around for a piece of equipment, and once you bought all your own equipment, it doesn't cost you anything. Then it's just you against you. But it's all about having fun. There we go. That's the bicep curl that I do. Not going to spend too long on that. So that's what I do for biceps. I normally do about 3 circuits of those. So you get what's called a pump. What it is, the blood is flowing into the muscle, and most muscles grow by about 1.5 to 2 inches when they're fully exercised. Okay. So now we've done the stretch, the warm up, the exercise. Now for the warm down, and then the final stretch. So the warm down, I'm going to use a chair again. There we go. So for the warm down, just raise it and lower it, so there's not so much weight on the bicep. So get your breathing down to where it should be again. That's about right. You know when your breathing is back to normal, when you can have a normal conversation like I'm doing with you now. So shake it out, stretch it up, out, in the front, back. Just make sure it's nice, it's all stretched out again as you warm it down. One last thing I do after every exercise, for flexibility more than anything, I stand with my feet apart and I touch my toes, like so, just to make sure I can do it. For flexibility, that's it. It's just what I do. Okay, hope you enjoyed all that. Next thing we're going to do is the final stretch. The final stretch after the warm down is exactly the same as the stretch before. So it's that one above your head, that one again, and shake it out. Nothing too strenuous. That's it. And last but not least, have a drink. And we're 85% water, last time I read it, so it's very important to keep hydrated. So that'll do it for the biceps. That'll do it for this particular video. If you like what you've seen, please subscribe. If you like the sort of things that I do that aren't always about Disney, not always about Star Wars. This is just what I do when I'm not on holiday. Some of the things I do, some of the things I enjoy. Please subscribe, as I say. It really helps me grow the channel. If you like what you've seen, give it a big thumbs up. I do appreciate it. And that'll do it for this video. So be nice to each other, go out into the world and enjoy yourselves. And if inspired one person out of 100 of people who are watching, perhaps, or more, to feel good about themselves. You know, New Year's resolution, you want to get into fitness. You know, if you like what you've seen and it inspires you to do that, fantastic. Okay, see if this works this time. Yeah, not going to work. I'll have to do it manually. See you soon.